Hi, thanks very much for coming and having a look at our crowdfunding page. My name is Javed Vasi, and I'm standing here halfway down the hill at Krishna Eco Farm. Behind me is our biggest field, and those plants that you can see there that look like weeds, they're actually a great treasure trove for us. This is actually called Ivan Chai, or rosebeer willow herb. Sometimes it's called fireweed, because whenever any industrial building is demolished, this is the first plant that grows after the building's been demolished. It's kind of got like pinky purple flowers. Everyone's seen it growing by the side of railway lines. But what a lot of people don't know is that before the British started importing tea from India, this plant was the plant that was most popular for drinking as like a beverage, called Ivan Chai. So when we had a lot of volunteers here a few years ago, we dried enough of this Ivan Chai to last us throughout the winter, and we didn't have to buy any tea bags for all of our guests, volunteers and residents. But it requires quite a lot of work. So now this is also a very nice architectural labour of love. These arches, the walls here in this garden were all built by a resident here, one of our monks, who was actually from a family in the east end of Glasgow, a family of 10. He served his trade as a bricklayer, and then having had enough of working for big businesses and having fallen off some scaffolding and broken his leg a few times, he decided he wanted to come and join us in this community. Unfortunately, he died of pneumonia about 10 years ago, but before he passed away, he built this beautiful garden. So this is one of about 7 gardens here in the Krishna Eco Farm, and we've experimented with different systems of growing, permaculture, intensive organic gardening. We also have greenhouses, but we've never really had a bumper crop. Last year we had a good crop of potatoes. First time we had slug-free potatoes, some special species. But we really want to extend the growing season so that we're not just feeding our residents and volunteers, but also so that we can cook with all our own ingredients, so that when we're catering for outside events, something like our meditation events at universities or our yoga classes, or sometimes we're doing workshops like wool spinning workshops in local old people's homes or in schools, we want to make sure that all that food is grown here as well. So with that aim in mind, we want to invest in our friends Richard Higgins' hot boxes, which is a aerobic thermophilic composting system which utilizes mycorrhizal bacteria and a special kind of fungi and mold, which breaks down almost anything and creates the most wonderful fertilizer. Now you can read about these things on the crowdfunding page. I won't go into the technical details now. There's a few websites there you can look at to see why we're investing so much money in this system. But I also want to talk about something else we'd like to do here, and that is we'd like to be able to invite people to have little workshops in our walled-in garden. Just recently we heard that a wonderful project in just west of Inverness, a place called Glen Strathfarra. Then there's a project there called the Shieling Project, which has been running for about 5 or 6 years. And this year they won the Social Enterprise Scotland Environmental Award for the best environmental social enterprise. So they've got a wonderful off-the-grid like hillside where they invite school parties, school teachers and other groups from universities to come and live as people lived in Scotland 300 or 400 years ago before the Highland clearances. So they've got compostable toilets, they've got a micro dairy, they've got wonderful buildings made all from local materials. So as well as asking you to help us buy a composting system, we're also asking you to help us build a nice field trip green built facility here with like a demonstration site, nice buildings where we can give people a nice meal out of doors, and also a place where people can have their conferences and workshops right in the middle of the site. So anyway, thank you very much. Now, today is the 16th of November. Tomorrow, on the 17th of November, we're launching our campaign live on Facebook Live. This is a Krishna Eco Farm Facebook page, and we'll be broadcasting from approximately 3:30 tomorrow afternoon at Krishna Eco Farm in Les Mahego. If you can't join us tomorrow for the launch, don't worry. There'll be lots of other events on Facebook, and also we'll be having some events in our OM Centre in Glasgow and some other university programs in Scotland. So thanks once again for taking an interest in our project. If you haven't got a lot of spare funds at the moment, then please do us a favour and share this page with any friends who are interested in sustainability, in the environment, in circular economy, in Zero Waste Scotland, or anyone who's in the field of agriculture or ecotourism. We also feel that we've got a great contribution to make to the dwindling dairy industry in Scotland. Because of one reason, because there's a rise of veganism, which is very wonderful, then the price of milk is going down and it's a very unsteady future. So because of our knowledge of using animal excrement, animal dung in making fertilizer, we believe that we can convince farmers that they can still keep their animals without exploiting them, without killing them, or without taking the calves away from their mothers, that the dung of the cow is such a valuable resource that we can afford to keep cows for their whole lives. So yeah, there's lots of information about this, and we'll try and share it with you as the campaign goes on. So thank you once again. Please come and visit us at the Krishna Eco Farm. We're open every day. Come and have lunch with us. Come to a yoga class. Come to a meditation session. Come and meet the alpacas. See you soon.